Mueller just felt the walls caving in after President Trump exposed his rotten swamp secret by US4Trump.com. President Trump was on a roll Sunday, blasting out his messages directly to the American people on Twitter. He's not afraid to call it like he sees it or make liberal heads explode. President Trump tweeted a quote from former Clinton aide Mark Penn, who appeared on Fox News Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo. Penn has recently come out strongly against Mueller's witch hunt, penning an op-ed for The Hill and blasting the investigation, calling for an end to it. During the interview on Sunday, Mark Penn used the same words President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, has used. He called the investigators stormtroopers. Mark Penn said during the interview with Maria, "Well, I still see that we don't have the answer here. How this got started, why there was an independent counsel, why there are people from Clinton who represented the Clinton Foundation on Mueller's staff. Why? You know." Let's take a listen. But this is President Trump's tweet, a partial quote from Mark Penn's interview. Why are there people from the Clinton Foundation on the Mueller staff? Why is there an independent counsel? To go after people and their families for unrelated offenses? Constitution was set up to prevent this. Stormtrooper tactics, almost a disgrace. So let's take a listen to Penn here.
Welcome back. President Trump's lead attorney, Rudy Giuliani, on the defensive, threatening to go to court if special counsel Robert Mueller issues a presidential subpoena. Giuliani, reacting after a letter from President Trump's legal team to the special counsel, argues against obstruction of justice. The 20-page letter sent in January by attorney Jay Sekulow and then Trump lawyer John Dowd lays out the case on why the president should not sit down with Mueller. Our panel today, former Clinton strategist Mark Penn. He's the managing partner of the Stagwell Group and chairman of the Harris Poll, also author of Microtrend Squared. Also with us is Al D'Amato, former New York senator and Fox News contributor. Good to see you both.
Good to be here.
Should Donald Trump sit with the special counsel Mueller?
I don't believe so. Not unless there are limitations placed in terms of the time, in terms of the questions, so that he and his counsel have an opportunity to review.
Well, why? Some people might say, look, if you have nothing to hide, why not just sit with him, Mark? What do you think?
Well, 64% in my latest poll of the American public says, hey, I think the president should sit with Mueller. So as we found working with President Clinton, it's hard to say no. The question is, can he limit it? Maybe written questions would be the best solution here.
Which is what
I think Mark has got a good point. The questions have to be limited so that you can see that the scope is proper, etc. And I would not advise him to sit down unless his attorneys have assurances in terms of time and the scope and the question.
Let me move on to the investigation into the FBI and the Department of Justice. We just heard from Devin Nunes. Mark, you've been writing op-eds for The Hill. You're a Democrat. You worked for the Clintons, and yet you've been really neutral and just calling balls and strikes. How do you see things today?
Well, I still see that we don't have the answer here. How this got started, why there was an independent counsel, why there are people from the Clinton who represented the Clinton Foundation on Mueller's staff. Well, you know, all of these questions here remain unanswered. And Mueller seems to have runaway power, you know, using stormtrooper tactics almost. I mean, I don't want to go overboard, but to really go after people and their family in the ways that he has for unrelated offenses is really all the kinds of things our Constitution was set up to prevent.
Do you think that perhaps the FBI and the DOJ are waiting for the clock to run out, that maybe they feel that the Democrats will win houses in November and then we will not hear another word about this story?
Oh, I do absolutely think there's been really considerable delays. Look, even those page-struck texts didn't come out for 5 months.
Lisa Page and Peter Strzok.
Mueller didn't reveal them when he was asked to by the House committee to say, why did you fire those people? They kept that under wraps and would never have let the American public know how biased they were it not for the Inspector General.
Well, the fact is, thank God for the Inspector General. I agree with you. He's the only one in the Justice Department that is doing justice, number one. But he's limited in terms of what he can do. Secondly, I have to tell you, there's an old adage, people don't change their stripes.
Right.
Mueller has always been a prosecutor's prosecutor. He doesn't care what the facts are, what the law is. If he's determined and he's after somebody, he's determined to get him.
You're saying he's after Trump, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
What do you think, Mark?
Oh, he's absolutely after Trump. There's no question about that. Look,
You don't think he's just following the facts where the facts lead him?
No.
What facts? I mean,
Well, he's had guilty pleas. He's had indictments.
He's got indictments on unrelated charges. The only
Correct.
one that's even conceivably related to the Russians, and that was a show indictment. And lo and behold, they showed up and said, okay, fine, where's your evidence? I mean, these really have been tactics to pressure people to, as other people say, compose. They haven't been to the subject matter of a Trump-Russia collusion, and I think he's even farther distant from any kind of obstruction of justice charge because it doesn't appear that the president did anything but fire the FBI director.
Well, he could have whatever FBI director he wants, right? I mean, he's the new president.
Well, look, I think that memo was pretty strong. I don't think there isn't any circumstance under which he couldn't obstruct justice if he took a bribe or something.
Yeah.
But if he just decided that the FBI director was unfair and had messed up these investigations, it seems to me he's totally justified in firing him.
He has a total right to fire him. I agree with Mark.
Right. All right. We will leave it there. It's great to see you both, gentlemen. Thank you
Good to
so
be
much,
with you.
Senator D'Amato, Mark Penn. Always a pleasure.
Do you see the bias? And do you notice that they said that Mueller is going, like, look, Mueller is like a shark. He's going for blood. That's basically the bottom line. He doesn't care if the facts. He doesn't care about the law. He's going after Trump like it's feeding time in a shark tank. That's who Mueller is. And I don't know how this should end, but believe you me, I wouldn't even play with the idea of sitting down with a shark, you know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.